Hey guys, Ivan here with 395 Outdoors. Today I'm going to be talking about techniques, terminal tackle, baits, on what to use to be successful this coming up trout season opener up in the Eastern Sierras for the 2025 season. I'll be going over our rod and reel combo that we have, the line, the terminal tackle, the type of baits we use to be successful. At the end of the day, I want you guys to be successful as we are successful as well out up in the Eastern Sierras. Stay tuned, and we'll go over the techniques. All right, guys, I'm going to show you what I personally take up to the Eastern Sierras as far as terminal tackle. On this one right here, you'll see I'll have my my owner size number 8 mosquito hooks. These are great hooks. I think some of the best hooks that I've personally have used when it comes to using MICETAILS, pinch night crawlers, and smaller like little, when I go pan fishing, I'll go ahead and use wax worms with these as well. But today we'll be strictly talking about the baits, artificial baits that we use up in the Eastern Sierras, and then we'll get into a different video. We'll get into a little bit more depth into live bait, rigs, and hooking. Okay, so real quick, so the owner number size 8 mosquito hooks. I use the Carolina Keepers. I use clear, and in certain instances I'll use red. Another thing that I use is the Fast Lock snaps, size 1, 2, and 3, and you can find those at Bass Pro Shop is where I normally pick them up. And by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I have no affiliation with anybody of these particular brands that I'm using or showing. It's just my personal preference and what I use out in the field when I'm fishing. So here you go. Here's my size 8 mosquito hooks, my snap swivels, the 1s, 2s, and 3 sizes. I got some clear Carolina Keepers. I use primarily clear, and that's why you'll see that I have quite a bit of the clear ones. I got some red as well. So that's my terminal tackle for MICETAILS and Powerbait. For Powerbait, I usually use like a size 16 or a size 14 treble hook. It could either be bronze or gold. And as you can see, I have a little bit of both bronze and gold. Number 16. The 14s, primarily I just go ahead and use the gold. I have a little bit of jig heads right here. And I use those for primarily, I'll throw on a cricket, a worm, especially a mealworm works really well, or even the micro jigs, you pin them on there. And I use number size 6 snelled hooks, and these are great when you're fishing live bait as far as live crickets go. And these are just bobber stoppers that I use. So that's that. And then as far as weight, I use nothing but sliding egg sinkers in either a 1/8 ounce, quarter ounce, or 3/8 ounce weight. And I'll get into like the specifics of each size, when to use them, and what I use in certain different conditions. And we'll get into that into further detail. And I'll go ahead and start showing you how to properly rig all this. And it's pretty basic, real simple. And we'll definitely walk you guys through that. That way, for the people that don't know or barely starting off getting into the trout fishing, it'll be like a really nice detailed video for you guys. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, guys, so we're back. I just had to get my rod. That way I could show you guys how to rig this properly. So what I currently use as far as reel, I use a Daiwa Sweepfire 1002B with 2 pound spool with 2 pound cast. And I like to mark my rods and reels with what I have. So this is like 2-pound test, 2-pound test. I have another rig exactly like this, another outfit, and it's spooled with 4-pound test. So right here, we'll go ahead and get to the nitty gritty of how to rig this. So to start off, I always start off with the 1/4 ounce sliding egg sinker. So we go ahead and feed it through. We'll go ahead and get the Carolina keeper. Make sure you have a nice little set of needle nose pliers to squeeze the Carolina keepers. You're gonna go ahead and feed it through. And we'll get the size number 8 mosquito hook by Owner Hooks. And let me see if I can get this line real quick. So what I like to do is I usually thread the line through the hook, through the front side of the eye. And it's just, I think it has, you get a better hook set when it's time to set the hook. So real quick, what I do, I like to use a simple cinch knot to tie my hooks. Also a polymer knot with works very well. So what I'll do, whoops, sorry, line's like super thin. That's the bad thing about using 2-pound test. It's like super thin, so it gets away from you. So I usually do 5 wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at this point, I usually go ahead and wet it. You wet it a little bit, cinch it down. We're going to go ahead and make sure we have everything cinched down nice and tight. We'll go ahead and clip the tag in right here. Here we go. And then what I like to do is usually, depending on the current of the river, if it's a strong current, I'll usually drop the sliding egg sinker. I'm sorry, the sliding egg sinker. The Carolina keeper, I'll put it down between 8 and 10 inches. If it's not, the current's not too strong, I'll go ahead and do about 12 to 16 inches. I don't know if you guys can keep. So if you guys can see that on the camera right there. But that's about 12 inches, 12, 14 inches, give or take. And then what I like to do is get a mice tail. This was a used one, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. So what I like to do is just get the mosquito hook, put it down the middle, feed it through, make it come out on the other side. As you can see, this one's already used. Let me use a fresh one. Let me use a different color. Here we got a white on white. We'll go ahead and push this through. And that's what I like to, how I like to rig my MICETAILS. And then after this, what I like to do is dip it on the Berkley Powerbait trout dip. For some reason, the garlic works the best for me. I know people use the trout dip in corn or the salmon egg flavored one, and people swear by it, but I swear by the garlic. I don't know what it is, but I have great success with the garlic trout dip. So once you dip it, you cast it. And as far as the weight goes, so when you're going to use weight, you have the 1/4 ounce is your pretty much your go-to size anywhere, whether it's the lake, river, streams up in the Eastern Sierras. You'll start off with the 1/4 ounce. That's my highly recommended size. From there, if the fish are a little bit finicky and you see them when you cast in the water and they're running away from the weight, then I usually drop down to an 1/8 ounce just to have a less splash and less impact on the water when you cast. Fish tend to stay there a little bit longer. And then once you go into the 3/8 ounce, that's when it's like really windy. And especially if the current's really strong at the Orange River, then you want to bump it up to 3/8 of an ounce. I know some people go up to 1/2 ounce. To me, that's kind of like overkill for a 2-pound, 4-pound test outfit. The highest I recommend going is about 3/8 ounce sliding egg sinker for this type of rig. And then from there, we'll go ahead and do the same rig, same style. And instead of using the mice tail, what I like to use, especially when it comes to like the, say like Intake 2, Crawley Lake, Comic Lake, any of the lakes up there, I'll use the same rig, the same setup. And what I'll do, I'll use the Gulp, the Berkley Gulp pinch crawler. And we'll take one right now and I'll show you guys how I like to rig them. And so if you guys notice that there's kind of like a thinner side and then like a bulkier side, usually this is like the head and this is like the tail. And what I like to do, use the same thing, size number 8 mosquito hook. I like to feed it from the top. Keep on feeding it through. And then these little suckers are a little slippery, they're a little bit slimy. And then once I get to like halfway, I puncture the hook through, and then I slide the hook up. I slide the hook up. I slide the bait up to cover the knot and the hook, eye of the hook, and just leave the mosquito hook sticking out about halfway. The pinch night crawler. You can either fish like this, or you can fish it with the Berkley trout bait, the trout dip. Dip it in there. Make sure it's fully covered. Cast it out. One good thing about these work excellent for some reason in still water. So any lakes, ponds, pools of water, and there's trout in there, I highly recommend you using the pinch crawlers. For some reason, it's deadly in those type of water, the bodies of water. They also work great in the Owens River, but I tend to use these at the Owens River and say the certain colors of MICETAILS. For example, the marshmallow and candy MICETAIL. This one works great. The natural with the fluorescent red with chartreuse. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the natural with the red tail. The red tail, the red fluorescent red with the natural tail, and the pinch crawlers. These work great when it's a rainy condition. When it's raining and you go out to the Orange River, I highly recommend using these colors. These are going to be like killer colors to use during the raining. Reason being is trout, they tend to hug the bank of the Orange River, and anything that falls or washes off the bank during the rain, they tend to feed, and it's usually like worms, grubs. So all this mimics that, and then also the colors. So you have like the wiggly red worms, earthworm, and like another earthworm / grub. These work great, and those are the best colors that I would highly recommend during a rain or a storm. Believe it or not, you'll get some excellent fishing during the rain. It's just phenomenal fishing. And then for my everyday go-to colors, it's a regular, beautiful sunny day, even overcast day. I highly recommend the chartreuse with orange, what we call the cherry bomb, which is the red with the yellow tail. It looks like a yellow. It looks yellow, but it's supposed to be chartreuse. It's fluorescent red with chartreuse. Works really well. The pearl white with fluorescent orange tail, and then the chartreuse with fluorescent orange tail works very well during the day. These are like some of the best colors to use up there in the Eastern Sierras to start off fishing. Later in the day, if they start getting you notice that the trout are getting like really picky, then you could start changing it up. You can go with like a white and pink color. You can go with the white and chartreuse. The glow in the dark mice tail, the pearl head with the glow in the dark tail. You can go with white and orange. You can go with the natural and red. But those colors are some of the best colors to use up in the Eastern Sierras, whether it be in the Owens River or the ponds, lakes up there by Bishop, Crowley Lake, Convict Lake, Lake Mary, Twin Lakes, Virginia Lakes. All these are very effective and proven techniques that I've used up there up in the Eastern Sierras. So that's it for live bait. Actually, not live bait. Let me rephrase that. On the artificial bait, next I'll go ahead and talk about power bait and the rig that we use up there to be successful. And I'll show you guys a little technique that I like to do with the power bait once it's the dough's on the hook. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, guys, so we're going to use the same rig, the same outfit that we had right now. We're just going to take off the pinch crawler. Okay, guys, so we're going to use the same rig, the same outfit that we had right now. We're just going to take off the pinch crawler. We'll get rid of that. We're going to go ahead and cut this hook off. And what we're going to do, that's a size 16. And it's a size 14 treble. So what we're going to do, I typically use a size 14. That way the trout tend not to swallow it too far in. And that way we are able, sorry about that, that was my corrugate in the background. So we're going to go ahead and feed this through. Same thing. We're going to use a cinch knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll wet it a little bit. Put the tag in. And the same thing, we're going to bring the about 12 12 to 16 inches, even up to 18 inches, you can go ahead and do that when it comes to power bait. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a dab of power bait. I just have a little about a dime size little dough ball. Make sure it's on there. I like to try to squeeze it down to where the top of the hook is, where the eye of the hook. And what I like to do is kneel it and kind of make it look like a pinch crawler. And then so what this is going to happen is with the size 14, size 16, 2-pound test, the dough bait's going to fly. It's going to be floating right here. Here's your stopper, your sinker. Let's see here. So it depends on how much line and current there is. Your line will be going up. And then the Carolina keeper is light enough so it'll float with the power bait. But that's the technique. This is the rig that is effective up in the Eastern Shores as well. You can even use this in the Owens River. I tend to not use power bait on the Owens River. It's mostly MICETAILS and spinners, jigs, like the Thomas Buoyants, Panther Martins, Rooster Tails. And there's specific colors that I only use up there in the Eastern Sierras or in the Owens River when it comes up to jigs. And we'll get into that into a little bit more detail. But yeah, this is a pretty basic, simple technique rig to use up in the Eastern Sierras, and you'll be successful. When it comes to power bait, honestly, it's a hit and miss with power bait up there. Sometimes we'll hit this rainbow one. This is the rainbow. We call it the sherbet, and obviously the chartreuse green. This one works great up there. Here's some more sherbet. This is the yellow or the orange. This is yellow, and then you have the chartreuse orange, the really bright fluorescent orange. These baits typically tend to do really well. Another color of the power bait is the Captain America, the red, white, and blue. That one works really well as up there. I've seen people be very successful with that color up there in the Owens River. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Next videos, I'll be going over colors, jigs, and just micro jigs, the lures, of what to use up there in the Eastern Shores as well. All right, guys. So you just finished watching some of the techniques that I currently use up in the Eastern Sierras. This is techniques that I've acquired over the past 20, 25 years that I've been going up to the Eastern Sierras to go fish. Do a lot of trout fishing up there, or rainbow trout, brown trout, and brook trout up there. And yeah, so feel free to try them out. If you're successful, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know how it works out for you. Hopefully this year you guys could be very successful. This coming up, Eastern Sierra Trout Opener, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. April 26th of 2025. Yeah, just try them out. Let me know how it goes. If you guys see me out there, feel free to hit me up. I'll definitely walk you guys through it. Always keep in mind, just really quick rundown: 2-pound test, 4-pound test, size number 8, mosquito hooks, Carolina keepers, either 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce, or 3/8 ounce sliding egg sinkers is the terminal tackle that I use. So yeah, make sure you go out there, take your kids, niece, nephews, Take them out there, have them enjoy the outdoors, take a kid fishing, get them away from those game councils, have them enjoy the outdoors. Okay, make those memories with them. They last a lifetime. All right, guys, let me know how it goes. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. I will be coming up with a couple more videos on live bait techniques and also lures, micro jigs, and spinners, and colors as well. Okay, hope you like this video. I'll talk to you guys later. Ivan with 395 Outdoors, out.